Hello? Do I hear me? Hello, this is me, and I am back. Let's do some stuff. Okay, I really dig that tune. Hey, it's showing me a comment. That's not a real comment. I do have a real comment though. Let me just show you this one real quick before I forget. Because it's just on top of my mind. There's a new show I've been checking out on YouTube and Facebook called Banter and Babble. These two awesome dudes talk about everything under the sun that's like fandom, from comics to shows to like Boba Fett or whatever. They're going to be doing a live stream from the Midland Mall Comic Con, where I will also be coming up on March 5th and 6th. And we're going to talk about that in a minute because I got some art that I want to show off from it and some samples of stuff that I'm going to be selling at the show. So if you're in mid-Michigan, come first weekend in March. Check us out. Let me just hide this and let's get to it. I'm looking at the screen right behind me. This is my, it's Loki, and it's not January anymore. We're into February, and tomorrow is GroundHog's Day. I don't know what's going on with the groundhog, but the kids have a snow day. So clearly, somebody's doing something right, and the kids are all really happy. Parents, not so much, but the kids are thrilled. Emily's always looking for a snow day and a chance to get out of school, I guess, especially if you're in middle school. So it's been a while since I've done a live stream. And I know it's really late, so I apologize for a lot of you probably couldn't tune in live. It's midnight, but midnight is not even late for me. And it's got some stuff to talk about, and I want to get back in the swing of this with the new year. And I looked up, and before I knew it, it's not even January. Like, we're 1 month into the new year already, and I feel like it just started. So forgive me, I'm going to ramble a little bit. That's what I do. But it's like all this new year, new me stuff just slips right on by. And now it's not even new year, new me. I can't even say Happy New Year anymore. It's pretty much past the New Year's era. But although I don't think it's a time for like new me, I do think it's a good time to reflect and to recharge and energize yourself for all the things coming up in your future. So whether you measure it in like by the year or by the month or the day. When I was a kid, and some kids probably still do, to me is like the middle of the year was a weird time to have New Year's. I always felt like the beginning of my school year, that was the year started with like fall when you got going to school, and then you had all this time that you go to school and see your friends and do your classes, and then that's the end, and that's a year. So I always wondered why we didn't measure it that way. But also I was a child. So in what order are we going to talk about things? I want to start talking about more stuff than just me and my comics. So I'm going to get into pretty soon, maybe talking about some of the stuff that most of us, if you're a friend of mine or a follower of mine, that you're a fan of as well, like say X-Men or Boba Fett, watching the new Boba Fett show, The Mandalorian. I have been getting really heavy into the new Superman and Lois show. I say new, the new season of Superman and Lois. I started watching it because I dug the character on Supergirl. I thought Supergirl was a really good show and well done. And so I gave the Superman and Lois show a chance, just on a whim because there wasn't much else to watch at that moment. I had watched way too much Squid Game. So, in fact, I watched Squid Game twice through. That show is messed up. I'm going to do a whole other show just about Squid Game. Superman and Lois, though, to me was like the most true feeling Superman story. And it's like a next generation level of Superman because Superman is a father and a husband. And you get a lot into Clark and Lois and their boys who are now teenagers. But at the same time, it also has a lot of great superhero stuff. Like special effects in television are basically movie quality at this point. So that's pretty cool and fun to watch as a fan. you can see all the action and adventure that you can see in a movie, and it's believable and it's well done and it's fantastical. DC has a tendency to go. I know Marvel gets a rep for this, but DC even more so tends to go way over the top with their theatrics of their spectacularness, for lack of a better term. Like the Wonder Woman movies, they go the stunts are really unrealistic and really out there, and that's fun. That's fine. DC has a different approach than Marvel in their movies, and it's very apparent to me. And that's good for some things, good not good for others. But I feel like this show, it almost feels like a Marvel show, in the sense that it feels grounded. Don't come at me in the comments. Yes, I think Marvel movies are grounded, even though they're crazy spectacular too. There's a sense of reality and a sense of real heart and real risk, uh, both with the family and the danger. And if you haven't watched season one, just go ahead and watch season one, because it's got a lot of cool stuff and there's surprises in there. Whether you're a comic fan or not, and I was. I was even a bigger fan though of the Christopher Reeve Superman movies than I was of the comics. Um, so I think Superman and Lois is one of the best comic book shows I have ever seen on television. It feels a lot like the continuation of Smallville. It's not really, but it feels like that. Like this could be Tom Welling in that suit, and that story feels really true and really heartfelt. I did not expect to like. I'm sorry. This is more about Supergirl. I've been binging Supergirl too. I was really surprised about Supergirl that I liked John Cryer as Lex Luthor. I definitely thought John Cryer was going to be stupid. I love John Cryer as an actor. Like Ducky is the man, and he was probably the only decent thing about Three and a Half Men, and I barely watched that show. But as much as I like John Cryer hiding out, I didn't think he could pull off Lex Luthor. But holy shit, it was he was brilliant. He was calculating, and he was just evil enough to like. He was terrifying, and he's not big in stature, and he's not overly intimidating, but he is terrifying, man. So, and that's what Lex Luthor has to have. He's got to be sinister. He's also got to be just charismatic enough that you can like really feel that when he's lying to you, it's like you almost believe him. And you're like, oh, okay, so he's got like a point or a plan, or like Magneto has a reason for the evil things he does, and Lex has this reasons for wanting to destroy Kryptonians or save the planet, and he loves humanity, but he's an asshole. No, no, no. Lex Luthor, pure asshole. Um, sorry, enough about me. I probably shouldn't swear so much. My daughter watches these, but also she hears me swear at home. Um, let's see. I'm going to get into Midland Mall Comic Con. In a nutshell, last fall, my friend Ted Davies, who has his own comics in his own right, and is a brilliant webcaster, podcaster, artist, author, soon to be a Hollywood superstar. I mean, Ted Davies. Look up Ted Davies artistry, and if you just look him up on YouTube, he's got about 1 million YouTube shows where he talks about fancy watches or cigars or mixology. He's got a show called The Truth Mongers that he co-hosts, and it's I can't even name all the stuff that Ted has into it. Man, he does this full time. He just like I don't know when he sleeps, but he's been nice enough to have me on his show a couple times, and that really helped me start thinking about expanding and doing live casts like this myself. So anyway, my man Ted, from Michigan, had me on his show a couple times, and he was involved with the first Midland Comic Con in 2020. Yeah, 2020. And I only heard about the Midland Comic Con, which, for context, Midland is about 25 minutes from where I'm at, Bay City, Michigan. So we're all in mid-Michigan. If you're from Michigan, I can point out where it is on the map. But so like the last day of the Comic Con in 2020 is when I actually heard of it. So I didn't know it existed or was happening. A friend of mine gave me a business card that turned out to be Paul King's business card, and I kept it in my wallet for like 2 years. And then COVID happened, you know. Then, you know, last up, COVID happened, no Comic Cons, no visits, everybody's boxed in. During this time now, I have started doing live streams and focusing on my comics. So all during most of COVID, I've been working on promoting myself and making more comics and making them more known and out there. I've run 2 Kickstarters in this time. Thank you, COVID. Anyway, many months ago, Ted hooked me up with Paul. Paul was running Midland Mall Comic Con. I got a table early, and because been wanting to do a show again, but also COVID and money's tight, and so I can't afford to travel like to Traverse City. I would love to go to Traverse City and do Cherry Capital Comic Con again, but for the love of God, it's just a lot to travel right now, both for COVID and the expense of hotels and stuff. So this isn't close enough to home, and it's an open space like at the mall, and it was affordable, so I'm all over it. So I jumped on that. Fast forward a few months, Paul asked me to do a graphic for his Facebook page. So I'm going to show you that here because I'm really happy to be one of the official artists doing the Midland Mall Comic Con. And so I popped this, whoa, I forgot it was transparent. Popped this graphic up and we started, thank you, Paul King from Fett's Toys, Toy Depot in Saginaw. So after doing this graphic, I started getting cocky and slapping it on a bunch of old art. So I started doing stuff like this and just putting the dates on it just to share on Facebook. And the show is just starting to blow up. It's getting a lot of attention. It's getting really popular. And it's really, that's half the battle, making sure that we get the word out for a live in-person show that weekend. So these are just samples of some things. I'm going to have some prints of these to sell at the show. Big ones and smaller ones. So for example, this is going to be 11 by 17 and then changing the proportions just a little bit to fit in an 8.5 by 11 with a border, be something like this. And then these kind of things are about 8.5 by 11 or 8 by 10s. So thanks to Paul and Fett's Toy Depot, I'm going to be doing a live show at the Midland Mall Comic Con March 5th and 6th. Check us out. You can see it all over Facebook, all over the internet. We're trying to blast the whole world with it. And he's a really nice guy, and there's going to be cosplayers there. There's going to be arts and craft. There's other comic artists, creators, authors. There's really not. It's the kind of show that's very inclusive, not very exclusive, if that makes any complimentary sense. So it's not cutting anybody off or saying you can't be one of us or you can't be a fan of something, or you're a crafter, not a artist. There's someone making amazing earrings that are going to be there. I'm going to buy some. So follow them on Facebook, Midland Mall Comic Con, Accept No Substitutes. Differs from a little the Midland Comic Con it was called the first time. I think they're including that specifically it's at the mall, and the mall is being gracious enough to help host it. So they deserve a little props there too. So let me show you a little bit of the stuff that's going to be available at the show. Let's do that. Before I get into the art that I want to draw, I'm watching my time. We're at 14 minutes. Cool. I've tried not to make these too much more than half an hour because unless I'm doing something super interesting, I mean, who the hell wants to hear me talk all day? So real quick, there's going to be, okay, so I'm going to bring some like original art. This is just one sample of a pencil drawing with colored pencil and highlights and stuff. So there will be original art for sale at the show. That and others, stop on by. We'll have official Midland Mall Comic Con stickers. Boom. How about that? That's Ken Leonard art right there. Accept No Substitute. My new project, Hatched, is going really well. The book production is delayed a little bit. The book won't be out and in person probably. It's going to be depressed, but I don't think I'll have them in hand before the show. So I will have some swag though, like some little magnets. This is a fridge magnet for Hatched. I have some from the Angel's Blood Kickstarter. I still have some poker chips. So look, I love swag. I tell Paul all the time I keep making stuff because I love swag. I just love little like tchotchkes and knickknacks and stuff with my art on it. So this is one of the Angel's Blood poker chips that went out with the last Kickstarter. My logo on the back, Angel's Blood logo on the front. These are just cool. If I can come up with another logo, I'm going to slap a bunch more of these together. I just think they're neat. Those will be for sale. I've got small stickers, so these are just going to be like $1 or so. I've got these dragon stickers. This dragon is one of my favorite and most overused graphics that I've done. I'll talk about that another time. I really love this piece. Is all. It was part of a process that I was working on, and I just like rarely love my art, which is funny because I'm such an egomaniac. But it's rare that I genuinely really make something that I come up with something that impresses me a little. Like this poster back here, this Angel's Blood poster with the Jack Kirby homage. When I look at it, I don't think I did it, and that means I like it. I'm gonna have copies of Run. There's a children's book that I did with Vince Churchill a few years ago, and we got pins for that. Pins, maybe some prints. Oh yeah. I still have some Angel's Blood pins from the first. This is from 2017. These suckers are old, and I still have a few. They will be collector's item when I'm rich and famous. Bunch also got my Ken's Comics stickers. These are going on everything. I got these, and I love these. Big thanks to Sticker Mule for just making cool stuff that I can print my stuff on. Like I said, I love swag. But I got Ken's Comics keychains. All right. If you like stickers, you like keychains. These are cool. These are slick. They're transparent, and they got the stabbing artist. That's what I call that, by the way, the stabbing artist. Stabbing artist logo on both sides of that in blue and white. I got an extra set, another run of these holofoil comics. Look at that sucker. Speaking of the Angel's Blood homage cover, this is one of my favorite books I've ever done, and it is one of the favorite covers I've ever gotten. The foil covers are so slick. The interior are the color splash edition. The art isn't in color, but the line art is colored with very deliberate, specific splashes of color like this. So we got a sunset here. Maybe you can't tell, but like the sun is reflective in yellow on the water, and then the little things in red or blue. But I call it the color splash because it's not full color. It's splashed like here where this guy got blood, shot with arrows, so he's bleeding. Only the blood is red. That way it makes more of an impact. That's the premise of Angel's Blood, because the art for Angel's Blood was never meant to be full color, because I am such a huge fan of black and white art. Check out the graphic novels like Sin City. Really great use of black and white shading and shadow. And then they too have like color splashes. But I think there's just something incredibly strong that you can do with line art, and sometimes it's a choice for financial reasons, because it's way cheaper to print in black and white, especially if you're doing a lot of copies. But also for me, it's a style choice, because I love cross hatching and I love shadows and shading. So I would rather do everything with line art, making a mess. Making a mess because I wanted to show you some of the other stuff. I got a bunch of those prints that I showed you that are going to be at the show. But they're in a box over here. Pardon me as I get into them. Man, I've got a lot of stuff in this box. This is from a Kickstarter that I backed called Crit. My man Mohammed was part of that project. And I just got that in, and as well as all these posters. I think I'm going to need to do an episode where I just talk about the Kickstarters that I backed, because I keep getting all this cool stuff that other creators have made, and I respect that a ton, and I want to talk about it, and I want to share that, and I want them to get a little pat on the back because I know how it feels to make stuff, and I hope that the world appreciates it. So here's some of the prints I got that are going to be available. They're on most of these are on 120 like cardstock, really heavy paper and glossy. I've been using a new printer that is really fast and affordable. So I got these awesome 8.5 by 11 Ghost Riders, full color, glossy, and again, really super thick, which I'm a big fan of. Especially when you're buying stuff at a convention, like if it's a thin piece of paper and you throw it into a bag and you're carrying it around. I have had it so many times where the stuff that I loved and bought at a convention was ruined because it was in a bag and I carried it around. I didn't have anything to protect it, and it was just flimsy. So I'm also going to have some boards and bags and stuff for these and plastic sleeves to protect them. So that said, let's move on. We're just going to have the dragon. So I got small ones of the dragon with the Midland Comic-Con logo up here. I put Midland Comic-Con exclusive. So these are going to be the first ever appearance of these prints. And at least for now, only available there. If I don't sell them all, I'll probably end up putting them up on a website or something. You may like my Minions. So Minions, I got a Midland Comic-Con exclusive. Got my Midland or my Hero Avengers superhero mashup picture. Also plug-in Fets right here. Got the Fets logo. I did a bunch of these. Again, I just love having prints and stuff, and I like that some people were asking for them. So since they were sort of affordable, I just went ahead and made a bunch. Spider 2099. That's this one here. My favorite Spider-Man, created by Peter David, and is historically ignored, but one of my favorites. I do believe we're going to see Spidey 2099, Miguel O'Hara, in the next Spider-Verse animated movie. I already have large 11 by 17 prints of this, but not everybody's going to want an 11 by 17 of everything. I mean, those posters are big. So I got small ones. Right, got some smaller 8.5 by 11s of the Angel's Blood homage. I got these guys. These I printed on like 80-pound cardstock, so they are flimsier, but they are also glossy. I really think they look cool. So this is our Angel's Blood Golgoth figure with the Support Indie Comics logo, and I've got you can't see it. I've got cross hatching there, just some hatching scratches all over the wording there. That took actually about as much time as drawing the whole Golgoth. I swear to God. A couple more big ones, and then I'll move on. Do something more fun, okay? This guy, and by the way, these are going to be $10, only $10 for the big prints. Again, these suckers are on solid cardstock, glossy, and Midland Comic-Con exclusive. And then just because I have the smaller ones, and I have another run of prints coming. I'll do another show where I made smaller versions of that anyway. And then another big 11 by 17 dragon, the Comic-Con exclusive. Thank you to Fets. These will also be, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Paul, but we were gonna put some of these in his store too. So if you couldn't come see me in Bay City or order online, then you could probably pick up some of my art at Fets Toy Depot very soon. I'll make an announcement when it's actually official. Speaking of official, if you're in the mid-Michigan Bay City area, go to Cashman's Comics, your one-stop shopping spot for all your comic needs. John Cashman is absolutely the best there ever was, and his guard dog and super pet Petey. Oh, Petey and Bucky. Shout out to Bucky, because Petey has a little kind of a baby brother, I guess if you call it that, added to the family. And here I thought it was shout out to John. When he said he named his new dog Bucky, I thought it was like Bucky from Winter Soldier, and I'm dead wrong. It's actually short for buckwheat because Petey is a homage to the Little Rascals. Cool story, John. I love that. What are we at? We're at 25 minutes. I am not going to draw as much as I thought because I need to share with you the axolotl of doom. Okay, this guy right here. Shout out to my wife Nola because it was her idea to find this online and get it for Emily for Christmas. So here's what Emily does. This axolotl, angry axolotl, is reversible, and you can pop them inside out. It becomes happy axolotl. So Emily has taken two without saying a word. She'll just walk in the room with this on her head. And don't say anything because it's a good mood. It's a bad mood. She'll just stand there until you say something. 13 is the weirdest age. Anyone, if you got a 13-year-old, tell me if I'm wrong. Love the kid. She's weird as hell. And to be honest, I'm super proud of that. All right. I want to draw something just because I haven't. Feeling scratchy. The air is dry today. So I've got a little bit of cardstock here, pens and pencils, and I want to add the video to this stream here. This is my hand. This is my pencil. This is me adjusting the camera because I feel like it should be closer. I should have done this before we started. So I started doing this stuff a little over a year ago. The live drawing and streaming because I had such a good time doing the show with Ted Davies. But also it's really good for, it's almost therapeutic. First of all, I have someone to talk to. Even if you guys aren't here, I'm hoping that somebody's watching or listening later on or after the fact. I keep checking in on my messages just to make sure I'm not missing any comments. Facebook is really bad at showing me the comments. So I'm just looking in. Make sure I don't miss you guys if you have anything to say. I'm going to check back tomorrow. So if you're watching this and you want to make a comment, I'm not live, but I will be back to check on anything you have to say. Let me know if there's a topic you'd like me to talk about. I'm going to go into some fanboy stuff and some art and probably talk about Boba Fett a little bit just because that's the new thing. I'm going to talk a lot about She-Hulk when it comes out. Holy crap, that show is going to be amazing. And is literally the only reason I got Disney Plus. So let's hide me. Nope, that's not it. Let's remove. Okay. I think I'm still in, and you can probably hear me. So as I'm still trying to figure this out. I want to just hide. There we go. Hiding me. You don't need my face. You need to see my pencils. Oh man, just had a flash of that Dukes of Hazzard Waylon Jennings song. Mama don't understand why they keep showing my hands and not my face on TV. What are we gonna draw today, Ken? Let's draw. I'm weak, but let's draw something easy. Like I always draw the Hulk. I always draw Spider-Man. So let's draw. Let's just do a Batman. Just because, guys. I have a love-hate relationship with Batman. I love drawing him, love reading him. He's an interesting character. I have never cracked the code when it comes to drawing Batman. I've talked before about um, capturing characters. Um, even now, it's also weird to draw with this camera in front of me because I'm not able to get right on top of the drawing camera right there. So forgive me. I'm trying to do a little circle here, get where the eyes are supposed to go. That's not what I wanted to do. So I may or may not have to erase that. I'm gonna narrate like Bob Ross and Happy Life, Happy Little Cloud. But yeah, capturing characters. There are some really amazing artists who can capture the spirit of certain characters, no matter how hard or difficult they are. So, say for example, if I'm drawing Superman, Superman has a very, for me anyway, I think Superman has a very particular stature. He stands proud, chest out, jaw to the sky, very deliberate and strong. And now you could arguably say that Batman does too, chest out, chin high. But Batman, Batman is darker. Batman is more serious and angry. And there's something about not just the face, but the way the character exists in his own space. That if I can't draw Batman and Superman the same way, and at least for me, capture it. Now I'm not going to knock any other artists because there are some badass artists out there who I love, but also they draw the character the same way no matter who he is. Or they draw a generic superhero and slap a different costume on him and call it good. Um, I love them. Some of these people I'm not going to name, but if I see an artist that draws Aquaman and Superman and Batman all in the same pose with the same body type, and they all look like they can, you just slap different heads on them and it'd be the same picture. Um, I find that frustrating, and for me, that's not easy. So I'm constantly trying to think of the essence of the character, not just the details. Like I'm drawing Batman now, and I'm thinking, okay, got to have a cape and cowl, got to have the pointy ears, and I like the way that I do the ears a little bit curved. That's just me. Like I talk about in our Spider-Man drawings. When I'm drawing Spider-Man, I have a certain way that I think Spider-Man should look, and it's not set in stone. Every artist has its own favorite version of a character. For me, I just like the way that looks. Some people like the ears short and stubby. With Spider-Man, some people like the webbing tight and close together. I do not. So anyway, what are we at? We're at 33 minutes. Sorry, I'm not going to go much longer. Just want to do a little Batman shot here. So I'm going to erase a little bit. I'm drawing in blue because blue lines um, are something that I can scan and erase simply digitally. So if I'm drawing in my comics in blue pencil, I can ink right on top of this. And I know pro artists, they have different things at their disposal. But for me, I'm an indie artist, which doesn't mean I'm not a pro. I'm still a regular paid artist. I work for money and I make comics as a profession. I have publishers. I mean, I'm not not a professional artist, but I'm still an indie artist. So I do what I can with the resources at my disposal. Anyway, so rather than drawing and inking over top of my regular graphite pencils and then having to erase the pencil lines, either physically or painstakingly digitally, I draw in blue. That way, when I ink right over top of this in black, I can scan it at a high DPI, dots per inch, and it's just black, and the blue disappears. When you don't, if you don't scan it in color, scan it in black and white, it only picks up the black, and then I don't have to worry about A, erasing, and B, a lot of people might not know this if you're not a comic inker, but no matter how good the ink that I use, when I have to run over it with an eraser to erase the pencil lines, it um, degrades the black. I get smudges or smears or sections where the black is not as rich as it needs to be. And like if I'm doing a section like this under the chin, where I'm just going to color it all in so it's really black. If that were ink, I would really want that to be as solid as possible to give the image the depth it deserves. The dark around Batman's eyes should be really black. So when I have to erase, the eraser itself still actually removes a little bit of ink. Not to mention, I'm the worst at letting my ink dry, and then I get smudges, and then I got to correct that digitally anyway. So I'm gonna throw a little bat symbol here. Do a whole other episode on the variations on the bat symbol. Wherever you are tonight, I hope you're safe. Or if you're watching this tomorrow, I hope you're safe from the snow. You know, it's going to be a snow day, and that probably means the weather's pretty crappy. It's going to be crappy all over. I'm going to do my best to stay in, stay home. I think I have everything I need. Oh man, except my sister's car tire fell off, so me and my dad might have to go fix that tomorrow. They towed it to our house. Sorry, Sal. Hope you're not watching. I just blew up your situation on Facebook, but car broke down. Happens to everybody. Okay, I want to stop there because this is just it's a fair little Batman sketch. Um, I might do a little something with this, fix it up and scan it, ink it, color it just for fun, or I might not. It might just be something that goes into a box. Maybe I'll just start raffling off these or auctioning off or not auctioning. I don't feel like I'm not making money on this. It's just some of these sketches that I do. I think maybe I'll start raffling. See if anybody's interested. I really would like to get some more engagement, not just because I'm trying to self promote for financial reasons, but this is a lot of fun. I like making videos like this, and I want to keep doing it. And in order to do that, I'm gonna have to get people to watch them, right? Be interested. So that's why I'm branching out. It is, guys. It is 12:39 in 2022, February 2nd, Groundhog Day. There we go. So I'm sort of happy I did a sketch here. I'd like to do the next one and maybe take some requests next time. Let's shut this down. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching. Apologize for the rambling, but hey, that's me. It's what I do. I'm going to do some more videos and I'm going to do some more art. And stay tuned for Midland Mall Comic Con. Watch Banter and Babble. Watch Ted Davies' artistry. Watch me. I make videos too. Um, Last but not least, I like to end with something personal, inspirational. It's I'm still calling it a new year. It's been a rough couple of years, and we're still in the thick of this COVID crap. Um, and it's weighing on everybody. Literally everybody I know that I can think of has some kind of pressure on them more than they had before. And literally everybody is trying to figure out a way through regular life on top of the craziness that exists. And all I can say is that you're not alone. Um, I've gone through some stuff this past year too, and what saves me is other people. Uh, it's easy to think that you don't have someone or that you're alone in whatever you're feeling. I promise you, you're not. You know, I don't know your situation and you don't know my situation. Everybody is different, but we are definitely all together. And there is somebody to talk to. So if you're watching this and you don't believe me, hit me up and I'll be the guy to talk to. I know what it's like to feel like you don't have somebody to talk to. And I know what it's like when someone reaches out and tells me, hey, I'm here for you. And maybe that person is someone unexpected. Maybe it's a guy that draws silly comics. But whatever it is, take care of yourself and take care of someone else. And if you feel like you have the ability to help someone, you should do that. You should do that whenever you can. Because if there's one thing I believe, it's that we are here to help each other. All of us, me, you, them. We're supposed to be helping each other. That's the only way this whole thing works. The whole culture of humanity, like not just America, but globally. This only is going to work if we work together, we figure it out. We're bad at figuring it out, but we're still in the middle. So there's time. Do your best. Take care of yourself. Be good to each other. Thank you. Have a good day.